going on, everybody? What's going on? I know there is how do we say it? A lot going on tonight. I can see some streams going on right now. We got NBA tipping off, but we just got round one wrapped up at the Charles Schwab Challenge out there at Colonial Country Club. And there's no better time to just dive in and draft. I'm coming off a little bit of a PGA high as we just got our best ball teams advanced for the Albatross and the Albatross returns. Looks like I snuck up and kind of salvaged my day in the PGA slates with a third place or something finish in the 12-man. So we'll take that. So we're going to ride it. We're going to ride it into round two. Yeah, it's going to be real fun. Yeah, just came by to Nick dropping by. Yeah, Minwoo, the dude was striping it today. And then, kind of fell apart, dropping you there. And that's golf. And that's the sweat. I can tell you right now, it's happened 5 times already this season, whether it be for me or against me. On one of the last final 2 holes, someone it just happened in the PGA Championship with a ship 2, but Brooks bogeys one of them. Scheffler birdies. The swing is 5-point different. Next thing you know, I lose by like 1.5 points. Oh, well. We're on to today. If anyone wants me to dig into my Albatross, we can do that. But I said a little recap if that. Otherwise, I see 2 of you in here. We'll just jump in and kind of show my process. I threw together something I think is going to be pretty helpful for a visual. Let's see if I can get the window up. Now, we'll do this entire screen here and share this. Make sure a one-man show, you gotta all of a sudden work all this. So we're gonna go like this. Shout out DMC in the streets. Let me zoom in here. The dude, if you're new to golf, he's always taking it down. Hope was in first for a long time I know it's the 12-man, so that's why you got to him, but Awesome Smotherman, love it. Grillo with a lovely round, and then we'll get into the talking points here. But we can go check here. Nick, I don't know what contest you would have been. There you are. You would have been in this one. So let's see here. Minwoo. Oh, you're saying. Yes, Mr. Minwoo. And this is really fun to look at. You can do this on laptop or desktop versus mobile. For some reason, it's bugged right now. So it's fun to be able to look at that. We got a No Badger in here coming to taking it down. That's real fun. I was on the Sam Burns on all of these guys. Billy was a fun pick. It's late slate. Let's check that out. Another No Badger with a bunch of badges up there. Love it. So that's fun. That's fun to see that this is happening. I mean, it's just really awesome. Yeah, Harry Hall was not drafted in any of these. I mean, we can kind of check right here. If anything, it would be the 12-man is my thought. That would be the place to check. I don't see any Harry Hall. And that's going to be a talking point. You can see he's the cover boy. I mean, isn't that a freaking awesome cover? But yeah, I do not see any Harry Hall. So let's jump in. If anyone wants me to kind of recap this round one, like I said, there's not much to go on, but now we have the data. Now we have what I'm talking about. I think the first thing that we always want to talk about is wind. Friday, this is what we're looking at for wind. We have a little bit of the wind speeds go from 7 a.m. like a max of 8 on the day at 11, but the gusts are a little breezier. This is negligible. I'm not going to take any of this into a factor really, besides the fact that from 1 p.m. to basically tournament end, it's going to be just perfect, pristine conditions. Besides the fact that the morning's going to have a little bit of the wetness and the dew, so you're going to be able to, the ball's not, the greens aren't just going to be so fast. We saw as the tournament went on, the balls were not holding on the greens if anyone was watching. It just got real dry out there, down there in Fort Worth. So that's naturally going to happen as we get on with the day, but they're not going to be after fighting with any wind like the guys in the morning somewhat are. Again, very negligible. I'm not looking into that. So like I said to anyone, and let me go here. So Data Golf, which you can immediately just go datagolf.com right up here, has free stats from strokes gain data. We check that out. We just go right here. It's going to be strokes gain. Let me zoom in for the fam. And we'll just check it right here. It just says live tournament stats. You'll click this and you'll be able to go through event in round one. Obviously, we've only had round one. So we can see this and immediately it's going to sort it through the top of the leaderboard. And you can start kind of picking out and sorting through stats. Now, My strategy, we'll get into that here and how I kind of go about players, is putting is putting, it's not extremely random, but it is it's relatively random. It's the most random compared to the other stats. The tour average make rate, basically from 8 feet, from like an 8-foot putt, I believe it's 50. Yeah, it's 50% for tour pros. Like 8 feet, you would think that's automatic. Like 8 feet, no, it's 50% for tour pros. So how can we gain an edge and kind of like find players undervalued over players? And this isn't even in our contest alone, just players that maybe just simply didn't putt well. So we can go here immediately, and we can check out players that didn't putt well, but then absolutely striped it tee to green, which is how many strokes are you gaining, or basically aren't you gaining against the field before you reach the green? That's tee to green. And approach. These are two things, along with ball striking, the things that we were looking for specifically at this course. Obviously, we want you to putt. We see Justin Rose at 1 under, just lit it up. He was plus 1.3 on the day in total strokes gained. Lost nearly 3.5 strokes putting. So we can just take that immediately and be like, that's going to be a target of mine. A guy that lost 3 strokes putting but gained on the day and just striped it, I can expect some of those putts to fall tomorrow. That's my approach, and that's how I go about that. Now, something that I just did, and we were a little bit of late. And yeah, that's a real good right there. Rob comes in here and says a great point. Rose literally nuked it on approach, and it killed himself with hitting the flag stick. That's a great point. Something that I did, and I can end up sharing, I'll see if this works here, is let's see if I can zoom in. Now, with the overlay, it cuts it off, so that does suck. Now, John's going to get a little mad at me here because we're not going to have the overlay, but for the sake of it, I need you guys to be able to see this. This is a really good visual, I think, for our contest specifically, to be able to, and let me put a little sort on here. Or sorry, a filter. So now we can filter this, and this is the strokes gain data today. And I also put in the ADP positioning, like tee time, for anything you want to do. But now I can do the same thing that I was doing on Data Golf right here. But now I also have a side-by-side visual of ADP, which I think for me is extremely helpful. So now if I go largest tee to green, you can immediately see and get a visual. Alex Smalley, that's going to be a guy I'm targeting tomorrow, or for a round 2 contest, especially with not an ADP right now. We can go to Andrew Novak. Same deal here. Guy I'm going to be targeting, Russell Knox. Now, he obviously a little bit around the green, but that's fine with me. As you can see, ball striking, he striped it. Tee to green, he's up there in the top 20. This is a really good visual, just for also tiebreakers and when you're going about it. So it's really nice for also when you're drafting, because you can kind of see where you're going to make your tier breaks. Harry Hall is not the golfer that these guys are up top. It's just clear cut. He had himself a bogey-free 8 under round, probably a career round if I were to go in and do the research. That's just immediately, this is going to be a fade for me. Absolutely putted the lights out. Now, he was great tee to green. He was pretty good approach. I mean, it goes a great numbers approach. Off the tees where he was worse, but the dude absolutely striped it off there, but he putted the lights out. This is going to be a fade for me at 5 ADP. It's just immediately how I'm going about it. Now, this is where you can kind of get into it. Tony Finau, +2. The dude just hasn't had it the last, I would say, just kind of tournament-ish. If we wanted to specifically, this is where you can kind of, if you're doing it and you want to get into it, you can kind of just check this. Like, we know the caliber golfer Tony Finau is. We go and check Tony Finau here. T23 at the Wells Fargo so he won the Mexico Open. So, I mean, great track record. He's all of a sudden just lost it in his last couple of weeks. I'm going to bet on what I see here. I mean, look at these stats. This is all within, he won this year, not even a month ago. So when we go back to here and we just kind of add this up, we're getting a little bit of a discount on Tony Finau compared to who he was yesterday. One thing that could be helpful that I think I might even add, is I'm going to save ADPs and kind of go by them by round. And you can see the discrepancy in where these ADP and the recency bias is right away. I think that actually is something that's right off the top of my head is going to be a great thing to add. So just having this and going, so you see You can kind of sort it. Also, another thing is by who was great putting and then just terrible tee to green. And you can kind of just see this like Hayden Buckley, going to be a fade. I mean, when we lose nearly 5 strokes tee to green and then gain 2 putting to put this day together at +3, yet he's a 21 ADP. That's the definition of a fade. These are the type of profiles that basically I'm going to try and get across. So I've talked kind of enough about that. If anyone has any questions, I've been talking. But let's just jump in some drafts, huh? Apologize here as all of a sudden I realize I'm on a window. I'm going to be jumping in here kind of and feeling this out with you. I think is a real fun approach to just go about it. I'm not shy about anything. So I'm just going to go about it. And I can, this data, you can get, you can see this for free. So this isn't anything like I'm getting and paywalled. Like I have, as you can see here, I didn't add any of the actual projections or anything. So when I share this sheet, I can share this part without sharing any of the actual a paid projection source, because I'm not going to go in there and start sharing paywalled content. This is free. This is something you can look at. You can literally get the ADP and put this all together. So if this is something I can pin in the chat, people would like, definitely down to go about it. Just please don't snipe me, even though that's definitely going to happen. Let's also, while we're doing this, because we're crazy, we're just going to immediately go and jump in a sandbagger. We can see these are some of the hardest ones to fill. So if we can get 7 people, I know we only have 6 watching, but hey, it'd be helpful to get some of you guys in here. Maybe we get a couple extras and stragglers and this gets going at one point, but it'd be awesome to do a sandbagger. I don't know how long I want to do these streams. I'm thinking maybe 30 minutes, 45 tops. PGA drafting, like I said, round 1, it's really boring to stream it. Round 2, you can kind of get in. So this is where if me bouncing back and forth like this causes too much just visual, just let me know. But it's just helpful to kind of line up. So I'll immediately kind of go by ADP, put it right here. And I have it red just for me visually to show like, oh, green ADP is it's good. So if you sort it by these other numbers and you see a green up there, it's like, oh, that's it's a buy, it's a fade type deal. So I'm on the clock. So yeah, we can immediately see here you're stuck with Victor, Jordan, Colin. Now I have 22 seconds left. Let's jump here. Like Vic struggled. He struggled. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with the course history fit of Jordan Spieth. And you want to talk about a guy who can go from a 50 round and look like he's going to just set the tournament on fire of a player for his caliber. And then he does basically what he'll do, the reverse split of what I'm expecting and hoping for, where now he puts up his 40 burger after putting up like a 22. That's Jordan Spieth is so hot, like hot and cold like that. That's someone I like to target. Vic, just saying, definitely a target of mine. Like I'm going to be mixing this up. These aren't going to be guys I'm going to be fading. I definitely want to be exposed to these guys. So when I, it's a very tough choice, and having the same ADP, it's like, let me just feel this out. So just saying, that's how my thought process goes. You can see here, Vic clearly better off the tee. Just in total, yeah, just it looks better for Vic. But then we look at the approach, what we want from this course. But then that's also Jordan Spieth's profile in himself. So yeah, we can start to kind of get in here and to see people that shot the lights out. Let me put I think it's view, freeze, and then go back. Cool. So we can see the top on there. That's very handy. Am I back on the clock? I am. And we're going to go with Sam Burns, who I was on. His form hasn't been great, but I was on him. I loved him. The course fit. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not really dumb, I'm pretty sure he won. Did he not win last year? If he didn't, he won this tournament at some point. Colonial Country Club. Maybe he did not. Charles Schwab Challenge. That's Tom Hoagie. Anyway, I'm looking at a side screen here. I'm up on the clock. You just watch me go with nonsense. All right. So we're stuck with Tom Hoagie, who had a great round. Now this is going to be an interesting, for the sake of just drafting and talking. Let's do Tom Hoagie, and let's go look at Tom Hoagie, who had a great round. Another streaky golfer on tour. Now we dissect this. Great tee to green, great ball striking, great approach. I mean, obviously a little lagged out there, but when you're gaining here, you're not going to gain that much everywhere when you're doing that, and lost on putting. This is the profile that I love to target. If I can get them there. Now we can do a little in-depth more research here as we go in, click this. Let's type in Tom Hoge. Let's just look what Tom Hoge normally does. Not Tog Hoge. Learn to spell. That would help. We look at Tom Hoge here, and what is he normally doing? Like what is he best in? He's best in approach. He's going to be a little bit better in putting. He's not going to have that distance, but this course fits Tom Hoge to a T. Played at TCU. I don't think it's no fluke. I think he knows how to play in Texas. He literally played his college golf here. So, hey, I appreciate that, baby Stevie. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm giving you the goods. So, throw in 2-3 lineups, whatever you need to do. I'll have this here for you, as you can see. Yeah, man, I got you, Fantasy Dysfunctional. I'll definitely, after this, I'll pin this in there for sure. No problem at all. I'm here for the people. Like I said, we need 6 more. If anyone's in here, just wants to jump in one of these 9-mans. Otherwise, yeah, we'll continue to do a couple of these other ones. Hayden Buckley, like I said, fade. Let's go look at this sheet. Now we're down here. We have Billy Horschel. Putted the lights out. For a profile down here that I would like to target, I think Brendan Todd. That's pretty fun. Let's go back here because I'm probably going to be on the clock. We're gonna take Brendan Todd. Brendan Todd, like we said yesterday. If anyone has seen the yesterday's show, if not, check it out. It just goes a little more in depth about the golfers round 1. It's nice to get that little info, but you can kind of see, is this a fluke? No, Brendan Todd set up perfect for a course. This was a perfect Brendan Todd track. So it makes sense that he's performing well here. Billy Horschel's interesting, as Billy Horschel's been real interesting. Let's check the sheet. We have 17 seconds. See if we can find an outlier down here that we kind of like. Right, Ches Reavie looks like a nice fit. Ball striking, approach. Let's go back. We have 6 seconds. We're going to star up Ches. And you don't have to do every draft like this. I'm just kind of showing you the guys that I like to target right now. And obviously these are guys I think sharps are gonna pick. I think projection systems, roto grinders, stochastic, ETR, they're gonna tailor their rankings towards guys like with these profiles that are undervalued, and they're gonna be high up like in rankings. If you rank them out through 36, they're gonna realize Hayden Buckley he's not going to be ranked there. So these ADPs, you can probably just take any projection source and take their round 2 projection, and you can go off their ranks. That's just fine. I like to use roto grinders. I love the setup that they have there. I love taking their insight. And then I also like to put in a little of my knowledge of what I do here and just find these golfers that I think are undervalued. That's the name of the game, is find that relative value, find those contrarian plays. And it's really easy. It's not easy. It's just, this is an approach that I think is easier to take in golf. And it's very, it seems to work until I give it all away and everyone's drafting the same way, which is fine. Yeah, got to bounce. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you sticking in here. If for anyone that has came in that will watch this later, if you could, I know you got to hear it. Hit that like button, especially on these videos. They're much tougher for people to find for the algorithm. I'm not expecting this to go viral or anything, but hit that sub. We'd like to get this up there. Hit that sub on the main channel. We'd like to get up to 1,000. We can actually start doing a little more perks that helps us out. Get some emotes and whatnot. Let's look here. We can see that Billy Horschel's being that. So I'm going to do Kurt. I don't know how, like off the top of my head, that's a profile that we'd like to target, folks. Kurt Kitayama literally gained everywhere. Now, it wasn't great, but again, we're going to take that in this round of the draft. I hope that I queued him up, and I did. Perfect. All right. That is a team of all players. Now, will they all bounce back? No, of course not. But, let's do another one, because I'm going to be doing these all night. So might as well do a couple on stream. I'm going to catch that, I'm going to catch the hoops game. Got to do it. Got to check it. I'm interested to see if the Celtics put up another fight as I don't know, it's going to be interesting with no Gabe Vincent, but hey, I appreciate it, baby Stevie. Yeah, no worries, man. I know you got paid. You got paid out, so that's what I'll say. But no, we got a plenty of NFL content to draft, so no worries. I'm just here for if people want golf, trying to spread the good word. I'm a sicko now in these streets. Like I said, if you think this is fun, imagine when I say irons in the fire, what I can do when I have baseball helping me out. It's going to be really fun. I mean, this is more of a static sheet. I like to say he's going to help me out with something that brings in where I barely don't have to touch this, and we're bringing in a lot more stuff. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait for that. We're just some golf sickos doing that. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, that's if that can happen for anyone, that it's perfect. So we will take that. We will take that. Yeah, and I don't know if this was in his. If he has round tidbits, that would be awesome. I don't know if he was in his main ones. Perfect, because yeah, like I said, I like to take guys again. Another approach to do so. While you saw me taking guys that didn't. So while you see me taking guys that didn't like basically putt well, and that's how you can kind of figure this out, is you can take guys that that people liked. They had good course fits. They just had a bad round. I mean, that's the thing to capitalize on these is, oh, Harry Hall, look at this ADP. Like, of course he has to put up a 57 again. Of course he has to put it up. Like, what are we doing here? And people are drafting this ADP. Now, he could come out and shoot another 40 and a 30, and sure, he has a good round. But, like, it just seems so rich. And if he's maybe in the third, fourth, yeah, I'll take my shots at him there. But it just seems so rich with the talent of players up here, regardless of their performance. Yeah, I especially round two, like this. I'm going to take my shots at someone trying to make the cut. Tony Finau trying to get in there to make the cut. I mean, these talented players are much better than Harry Hall. It's the John thesis of a Coors Bats, if you're in MLB, being highly rated, but they're just nowhere on the talent level of these actual first round players. But they're there specifically because of park factor. Harry Hall's here specifically because he just shot in or basically a bogey-free round of 62. Yeah. We're going to go with Justin Rose. Justin Rose is the number one. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better fit for what I truly look for, and especially just being the caliber of Justin Rose player, the fit of the course, the form coming in. Yeah, it's just that one's a no-brainer for me. Here's where the decisions want to lie. Tony Finau, I'm a great fit coming in. You can do anything here. I really think you can do anything you want here. I'm going to go with Tony Finau. You can just see that I sorted by strokes gained putting. Like, these are going to be guys that maybe I can kind of put them at a light highlight or something. Boom. These are guys that I'm targeting right here. Boom. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And Alex Smalley, love it. Even Aaron Rai, although Aaron Rai's question is, will he ever putt? So this is where it kind of falls into of the player's actual profile. Aaron Rai normally does well, and if he can actually putt, so it's will that turn around and will his putts fall? I'd like to bet on it. Those are, again, this the profile what we can see per round. Even Hostler here is fine. Like, now, this is where you can start to rank out where these guys actually fall in terms of that. But he's still going to be on my list, just what I see here. The approach isn't great, but let's see if we can find another good one here as we obviously fall down. But don't want to make sure I'm on the clock. 3 picks away. That's enough. Russell Knox. He lost it in and around the green. Just really couldn't square. It kind of goes hand in hand around the green. So, I mean, just 30 feet in, just didn't chip well. You can expect maybe he gets one of those around. Brian Harmon. Interesting here. You're normally not gaining off the tee with Brian Harmon. So this is something, again, like a stat that you have to kind of take with a grain of salt, caveat it. Another interesting profile with the putting. Felt the vibrate in my phone, must be up. Harry Hall, wouldn't you expect him to still be there? I think KH Lee, we're going to queue him up. I think he was a great profile. If I do, and maybe I have to go through and check these out if I didn't get them through specifically because his name might have been wrong, but I swear KH Lee was very well. Now we're going to queue him up anyway. We're going to take KH Lee. Let's go by name. Sort by name here. Boom. Yeah. All right. So this is a profile here that we love. We're gaining 3 strokes off the tee, basically. We're getting 1.2 ball striking. We're just losing it putting. So again, another profile that I love. Let's check out Chris Kirk for a second. We have 20 seconds. Chris Kirk, interesting. He didn't really do well in any other spot. Let's go back to trusty Brendan Todd. Like things I like to do in these, his ADP will slowly creep up. I do think his ADP will creep up just because of the target that he is. It's interesting because you can look at the stats here. He may not fall. Let's just go by ADP because he's up there. He may not fall like in the typical like category that I like. You can see he gained, lost basically a quarter of a stroke off the tee, lost a stroke ball striking, didn't putt. The good thing here is you can see is he gained around the green and off the tee a little bit. The categories that we want him to see to kind of gain in, didn't do it well. But again, Tony Finau, the caliber of player, what I was talking about, he is, it's just the caliber of player Tony Finau coming in, the track fit, the form, it's all there. So you can just, for me, I'm chalking up to a couple bad rounds. Maybe he just has another one. He misses a cut. He kind of needs to take time off. It's clearly not going to do that with Memorial next week. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go right back on the Finau. So I'll just say, we'll just say. All right. We got finishing up these 2 picks here. Looks like we have 1 left. So if this goes, I guess like, oh, looks like we're going to do this 12-man. We're going to do a 12-man and we're going to cap her off at in between a 30-minute, 45-minute stream. Let's see here. We do not want to be stuck with, we're going to do Grillo. And now we're going to, this is sometimes I do this. Sometimes I'll take a guy because you'll get in, like, basically it's like getting reps where once you kind of go back and forth in the sheet, if you do it enough, you'll be like, oh, actually, no, I knew what he did. He's a good target. He's a bad target. He's a good target versus him. This is where he kind of goes. I don't know that right now. Obviously, as you can see, I'm doing this live. Grillo was down here. So I think I'm up again. Yeah, 14 seconds. Oh, I already said Alex Smalley. So let's put the money where the sheet is, and we're gonna target Alex Smalley. Maybe some of these putts fall in. But for Grillo, like these targets, so this is where I don't get like very sticky with my like sticky with my sheet where I'm like, oh, I have to target specifically these players and these players only. If I do that, I'm going to have no ownership to some of these other players. Like this is a profile that's not bad. It's not bad at all. He gained putting. He gained off the tee. Or sorry, he gained off the tee. He gained putting. He gained approach. The categories we want, it was just around the green. So still course fit. Like, oh, you can see he, just because he putted well, that's another thing. If they're putting well, but they also did well here, I mean, I like to target that. Why not? Why are we not targeting that? He's just in good form. We can maybe some of the putts don't fall, but maybe he picks them up in other. He picks up these strokes in other facets. So perfect. All right, we're gonna do a 12-man here, and we're gonna call it. We got no Bo Sox up in it. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just doing it here. Whether who wants to show up, you can watch it later. Try and show the process, maybe make it a little more evergreen. People can watch it back when they're just doing any slate. I think a good caveat and something important is, yeah, I'm doing this for this slate specifically, but this is, you can, in general, this is the profiles I like. It's not just going out. I'm not just going out there and saying, I like this guy, this guy, this guy. These are my targets. I'm showing you what I target along with the video yesterday. So yeah. So this is an interesting, like, the kind of decision here is you have Colin and you have Justin Rose, who the profile is the best. And then you have Colin Morikawa, who's just been struggling, but he fit that. All right, for the first one, we're going to take Colin. And again, to show you just what we're working with here. I mean, the funny thing is they're back to back. This is what we have. So yes, Justin Rose profile is everything that you see on this screen here. And let me zoom in maybe a little more. I apologize if that wasn't in enough for y'all. The profile that we're looking at here, much better for Justin Rose. As you can just see, he gained massively off the tee. He's the number one gainer there, number one gainer in ball striking. I'm pretty sure we're top 3. And then he just lost it massively in putting and still put up that score. Whereas Colin lost it on tee to green, lost it on ball striking, lost it on putting. Shocker. And then around the green and off the tee. So his game just wasn't great today. Watching it, I don't know if anyone watching the Finau Morikawa M group, they looked just tired. They look generally just tired, very tired out there. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know, but I'm going to bounce back in the caliber of player that Morikawa is. I know he hasn't won, but he can put up these rounds. Now, if I'm not going to do it every single time, as I'd like to get my Rose, and all of a sudden it's like if I continue to take Morikawa over him, I'm going to hedge it and be like, now I'm going to take Rose. I'm going to try and end up having more Rose than Morikawa, though. So that's how I kind of like to play it and think about that. Because, again, we just look at that profile here. It's something that I really enjoy. Let's see if we can go through. I mean, this isn't bad either. But if we're just looking for, like, the tippy top, let's go through off the tee. Shocker, Brian Harman. We can kind of put that there. Already talked about that. Brennan Todd, shocker, off the tee. Like, these guys are just not going to gain off the tee. They do not gain off the tee in general. Luke Donald, shocker. And then he just kind of did that. Like, these guys are just not long hitters. They're not gaining off the tee. We're looking for accuracy here. Anyway, Colin Tarrant, that's a put that in darker gold, maybe, just because of the fact that he's a 35 ADP. So that's where you can think about that. Like, just to show you, hey, should be drafting him. Should be definitely on your board and mixing him in. And like the process that I showed you already that I've done tonight and that I've done last night is I'm fine rounds 3 through 6, mixing in all of those guys. And just you're fading some of these guys in that lineup and just hoping that they dud and just hoping that your guys didn't strictly outscore them. I guess a fun thing we can kind of do again is just go through these PGAs. 525. Yeah. Okay. So they came out here. Like this was the 12-man here that DMC won with. You take it for what it's worth, but like we can just kind of like look at these lineups and see the scores overall, not the players. We're just looking at the scores. Like 197 won in the 12-man. 207 won on the. So, yeah. Let's check this here. Cameron Davis putting. Let's go. Cam Davis is a fun profile. He fits that. So, like, obviously, these guys in the middle round are most likely going to be priced accordingly. A lot of them are. Like Cam Davis, love that. Now, will he have a bogey-free round? Most likely not. Like between Cam Davis and KH Lee, let's see if I had to pick here between Cam Davis and KH Lee. Basically, Cam Davis gained more ball striking, but it's just great profile. I mean, that's great. That's just two guys I want to target there that I want in the middle rounds that I'm going to be getting a lot of. Whereas like Chris Kirk, maybe someone that I overlook and get a little bit of. I mean, I'm fine. I'm really my general strategy, I will say, is I'm okay taking fades on players like that. And if it come back to bite me and like, hey, Chris Kirk turned it around, and next thing you know, we look at his profile. We look at Chris Kirk's profile and we see he basically flipped it around and he has one of the profiles that we're targeting on the third round. He did everything, but just didn't gain putting, still had a good score. That's very reasonable. But like I'm just gonna be targeting like a Cam Davis type, Cage lead, Buckley fading. Just look at these stats here. Like I'm totally fine with Billy Horschel's interesting. See, Billy Horschel's interesting. And I mean that because if you know golf and if you just know the type of player Billy Horschel is, his form, sure, I bet he fits this tournament pretty good. I haven't looked into Billy Horschel that well. Yeah, it's going to putt well. Approach is terrible, so that doesn't fit him well. But we can just look at Billy Horschel. Missed a cut at the PGA Championship. T11th at the Zurich Classic. Cut. Missed a cut. Place 52. T9. Missed a cut. Missed a cut. Like, he hasn't been in great form, and that's basically Billy Horschel. But Billy Horschel is the guy all of a sudden that you see on this where he comes out of nowhere and Billy Horschel has the win. Out of nowhere, boom, 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 trending a little bit up, even though he's really not trending up. This would kind of be trending up, and then he misses these cuts, and then he just comes out of there and gets the win. So it's definitely it's like once we get to round 4 and you see, oh, did Billy Horschel consistently do this over every single day? Like it's reasonable, but you could see where he puts up that, like, if these are rounds 1 and 2 that you're looking at right here on Patrick Rogers, it could be that Billy Horschel put up the 33. Round 2, he put up like a 20, 19 or something like that. And like, I'm trying to just get the guys that I think are a little bit overvalued because, again, something I wanted to put in the sheet, and I think I'm going to, is yesterday's ADP, just to see where the recency bias is in the market. I think that's very, very helpful. Kurt Kitayama was a profile that we were targeting. Let's see here. He's going to be down here a little bit. Let's just search by name because it's easier for me to find him rather than to do that. Kurt Kitayama. Yeah. Profile we're targeting 100%. And again, take it for granted. This draft I'm doing right now is this is a 12-man. So obviously you're going to get exposure to these guys on there. And this is also very helpful to find these profiles because a lot of them are going to be available in these rounds 3 through 6, even in the 12-man drafts. So I guess it's too late now, but I should probably be feeding the ducks, doing some lo-fi, anything like that. Yeah. Hey, that's a perfect way to do it. You start small. You don't just jump in there right away. You got to make sure you manage that bankroll. Just got to pull off that Nezzy, 1 to 7 entries and everything. You bank it. So we're just skilled like that. We're just skilled like it. While we're here, let's just check and see. What would I go to? Live? Best ball? PGA? Exposure? So this is what we're working with. If Bryson would like to continue to do well, Shane Lowry, that's fun. I like him for the Open. I like him for the U.S. Open too as well. I don't know. It's a lot of Scotty. Having a lot of Scotty and a lot of Rory just makes me think John Rahm is going to definitely win the second major of the year. Tommy will never win, but he'll put up a score. Brooks Koepka. Do we have Rahm? Like, do we generally have John Rahm? We have 7.8% Rahm. That's fun. But anyway, I mean, I'm not complaining with the teams and how they kind of how they shaked out basically. Go back to live. So we got 9 from the OG Albatross in. We got 1 warm up, and then 40 with the overlay and the wild cards in. We got an extra, I think 10 lineups because of that. So 41 into the returns. That's really fun. Obviously, a lot of that ownership is probably tailored towards that. I guess don't even know these pods, like what these teams shape out to be. It's fun. That's fun. I know someone mentioned in here, believe maybe it was in the Discord, which, by the way, again, if anyone's not in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, which I bet you are, just hit that link below. We got a fresh invite in there. We can just click that, boom, join the Badge Bros channels, and then, or Badge Bros channels. You see all the sports threads in there. hoops, MLB, the main chat we use for football. We got PGA in there. So yeah, come join those where we're sharing this. This is where I'll be putting in this specific sheet tonight. I'll pin this in there for anyone that wants to use it. And just letting you know, I'm not going to update the ADP. So if anything changed within the last 40 minutes, basically, yeah, just know that the ADP won't be updated if it did that. But on the clock here, we're going to go with Brian Harmon. I mean, this is a dude that was being drafted continually in the 36 mans, and we're getting him at pick 42, all because he shot even a 27, lost strokes off the tee. Shocker. It's little short lefty Brian Harmon. And then he lost strokes putting, which again, it's of the stats, the most random. But yeah, basically it's relatively random to obviously skill putters are going to be helpful, but whether a putt actually is falling in, it's really hard to predict versus when we actually see guys ball striking tee to green and how they're doing and just every other facet. So yeah, we're just going to be finishing up this last one, and then we'll hop out of this stream. Appreciate anyone and everyone in here. Hopefully this is a little more evergreen. If these people like this, if this is something I'll do, I will definitely continue to do one tomorrow. Why not for round 3? Yeah, can go in here. It'll probably be a little shorter one, 20-30 minutes where we don't do a 12-man. Just show you my kind of fade, post a sheet in there. But yeah, it's awesome that we have just 7 people alone chilling, watching me draft some PGA teams while I'm pretty sure NBA is going. Pete's getting ready to fire up with old John Boy. By the way, yeah, if you don't know that, on the members only, what is it? Best Ball After Dark is what they call it. Yeah, Pete will be doing it with the good old John Boy. My cats are looking at me like, who are you talking to? It's hilarious. I love how everyone is running out the clock too. Hilarious. Now this is where we can this is where we can get into the weeds, huh? This is where we can do our magic. Aaron Rye, how are we looking? Give me some so Aaron Rye still available. We got 10 picks to go. That's fine. Let's queue up a color. Like, who will be even available? Probably so Norlander. No, thank you. Like, obviously, I'll probably have to take some of these guys, but if I don't, ooh, what about Kramer? That's a fun one. PSN Cootie. Russell Knox. That's an interesting one too, dude. I'm just trying to fill up this queue here. Yeah, run that down to 6 seconds to make the pick. I love it. I think that was another good name I liked. Lipsky kind of rated out well. Let's check out David Lipsky, yeah. If I go name David Lipsky. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I need to be writing down some of these names. I think Adam Shank graded out too well as well. Off the tee wasn't great. That's fine. He just dominated everywhere else. We're looking at 5 picks. We still got all 3 of these guys in the queue. Watch them all go within these 4 picks. It's just the way of the road, brother. Again, it's awesome. You guys are here. Just going to be trying to do this. Maybe write just a few little articles, I guess, not how I feel about slates. I can try and put out ranks, whatnot, if I have time. But yeah, let's continue to fill these golf lobbies, man. We had a little bit of overlay in the late slate, which is bound to happen when we have. Oh, there goes one. There goes one. Come on, I know somehow they're all 3 going to go, right? Do it for me. But Yeah, we nearly had 30K total prize pools in golf filled on a round 1 slate after a major. Insane. So yeah, I'm gonna just continue to be the voice of Underdog Golf, trying to get these lobbies filled, show you how much fun it even is when you can just turn on a little golf, check the leaderboard, see a sweat. Awesome stuff. All right, so we got one of our 2 guys. Now the question is, do we do Kramer and Aaron Rai? And I think it might be Kramer. So this is what we're looking at for Kramer. Although Aaron Rai was just really striping it and didn't putt. So if he could just get some putts to fall. Let's do double gloved Aaron Rai. We love it. 2 gloves, Aaron Rai. We're going to call it. All right. Appreciate everyone being here. We're going to wrap it up here right before 50 minutes. I love it. Sorry I was a little bit late. Finish up that sheet. Again, like I said, going to post this, pin it in the chat. Anyone can go check this out. But yeah, on behalf of all of the Badge Bros, for John getting ready to go on the stream, Nez batching it up, doing whatever, sweating his Pirates. I am Neumy, and I appreciate you all being here. Have yourselves a wonderful night, everybody. Peace.